In today's video, I'm talking about 8 beginner mistakes that you need to avoid when stacking silver and gold. How you doing, everybody? Welcome to Empire Precious Metals. I was recently asked from some members of the channel as to what are some beginners' mistakes that they should avoid making when it comes to buying silver and gold. Now, I came up with 8 tips or things that you should avoid as a new stacker in silver and gold. These aren't going to be in any particular order, but these are definitely some things that you need to consider if you are newer into the hobby. Now, if you're somebody who's been in the hobby longer, these may not apply to you, and maybe I'll make a video down the line about some mistakes that you can avoid as a seasoned stacker. In fact, that's not a bad idea. Maybe there'll be a part 2 to this, but let's get right into it. All right, the first thing, and this is something that actually seasoned stackers still make this mistake, and that is not keeping track of your purchases. There's a lot that you need to keep track of when it comes to purchasing your precious metals. Obviously, the item, you might want to keep track of the date that you purchased it, who you purchased it from, how much you paid, the method of payment, and those would mainly be the key things I would say that you need to keep track of. Also, you would want to keep track of the quantity in ounces, excuse me, of silver and gold. So if you're buying a 1 ounce gold coin, you need to keep track of 1 ounce and have a total going down a column. I say that you should be using Google Sheets. Personally, that's, to me, the best thing that you could be doing. But you should have some way of keeping track of all of your ounces of silver and gold, because then you can use this information to see what your overall cost is, your average cost per ounce. And by obviously keeping track of what you've purchased and how much you paid for these items, then you'll know if you are making a profit when you go to sell these items down the road. So very important. And why do I say you should use Google Sheets? Because it is in the cloud. You can access it from anywhere that you have an internet connection. If you have a phone, you can connect to it. If you've got your laptop or your PC, whatever the case may be, you have access to the sheets. To me, I think that that's the best way to keep track. You can calculate things much faster, and it's a lot cleaner. You can just delete cells as opposed to crossing everything out in an old ledger. So I would say definitely need to keep track of your items from the beginning if you haven't. And if you've already started your stacking journey and you haven't kept track of those items, then I would say start now. And also all the stuff that you do have, take an inventory of it. Do a roundabout how much you paid for it, put in the spot price of when you've purchased these items, and then going forward, make sure you're keeping detailed notes on everything. Other people will say that they don't want people having access to their stack or whatever. Fine. If you want to be paranoid, then be paranoid. I don't know what to tell you. All right. The other tip is putting bullion in Airtights. Don't do this. I did this. I made a video talking about wasting a lot of money by taking silver eagles and putting them in airtight capsules. There's no purpose. Don't do it. You don't need to do it for generic buffalo rounds. You don't need to do it for maple leafs, none of that stuff. And some people will say, oh yeah, but what if it gets toned or if it gets milk spotting? It doesn't matter. It's just run-of-the-mill bullion. I used to have a thing where I said, God forbid, like your coins need to be handled with, gloves and everything. My mind has shifted. It's just bullion bought and sold just for the silver or the gold content of the items. You don't need to worry about capsules for those silver coins. For gold, I put my gold in capsules because I like to not have those things scratched up. But don't put stuff like silver eagles and things like that in Airtights. You're just wasting your money. Third tip, that would be backing up the truck at the wrong time. This is when people see dips and things like that, and then they just go and they buy a lot of silver and gold all at once. Or they just maybe feel like they're late to the game and they're just dumping so much money into it just to get caught up. I've had conversations with people in the past who have been doing this, and I tell them just slow down a little bit, space your purchases out over a long period of time and you should do fine. But when you just dump a lot of money right away, I think that you're asking for trouble. Or when you're doing that, again, when there's dips in the market and you see the retailers saying, you know, silver's dropped, buy now, etc., you're just asking for trouble. In the same, you know, thought, this is like the fourth tip, but this would be like the fear of missing out aspect to buying. You know, some people may get into this panic mode that they feel like gold is going to shoot the moon or silver is going to go through the roof. You had all the people talking about the silver squeeze a couple years ago. So doing any sort of panic buying is also a bad idea. You have to keep level-headed. Prices are going to fluctuate all the time. If you can get into the mindset of not really caring so much about it and just buy it. If it's high, you buy. If it's low, you buy. And you just consistently do it over time, you're going to more likely than not do just fine. I've talked about another channel on YouTube who had made a video that got about 1 million views saying that they made a really dumb decision of buying precious metals and it was the stupidest investment ever. The thing is, the guy did it wrong. And of course, you're going to find it to be a stupid thing when you buy it all at once and then you go to sell it at a low. Of course, it's going to be a stupid move. Stupid guy. Okay. Also, same kind of, you know, concept with backing up the truck at the wrong time, fear of missing out purchasing, but also panic selling. That's another thing that I've seen people do over the years. That is when you have your silver and gold and you start to see the prices decline and you get nervous and you're going to think, oh my God, I'm upside down on my purchases. I'm going to dump this because I'm going to be at a loss. You're going to buy high and sell low. You're going to be at a loss. You're better off just hanging on to it for the long term. That's the whole purpose of stacking. If you don't have the stomach for it, then stay out of it. Stay out. That's what I'm telling you. Chill. Just chill. You'll be fine. Don't panic sell. No panic selling. All right. Let's see. What the heck is this? Ah, okay. I can't even read my own handwriting. Okay, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sixth tip. Not buying a big enough safe right out the gate. You may get into stacking and buy yourself a small safe and think, you know what, this is going to be the perfect size. You have so much room in this safe. You put your silver, your gold in there and you've got so much room. If you are somebody who is dedicated to stacking, and a lot of people will tell you that this becomes a very addictive hobby, but it's also very fruitful, you're going to see that that safe is going to fill up rather quickly. I've had this happen to me a couple of times. Bought a safe, didn't realize that it would fill up as quickly as it did. Bought a big safe, didn't realize that I was going to run out of space in the big safe. I bought a second big safe. You're better off just buying a large safe, much, much bigger than you think you even need. And what a great thing if you end up filling that thing up, right? And if not, you've got plenty of space to put other valuables and collectibles and things of that nature in there, but make sure you buy a larger safe than you think you need. How much larger? I mean, I don't know. It really all depends. I would say buy, you know, if you've got this much silver, then you want to buy in gold, like, I don't know how much this is. This is a very technical amount. 20 times that in terms of space? I don't know, but buy bigger than what you think. If you're buying like one of these small little floor safes or whatever, maybe buy one that's 3 times the size. If you're thinking, yeah, this is enough, I don't have that much silver and gold, buy 3 times that. It's not, I mean, I don't have like an exact formula or something, but buy a bigger safe. All right. 7th thing, big mistake to avoid is not doing your research. And what do I mean by that? There is so many different silver and gold products out there, so many different types of silver, so many different types of gold that you can buy. They all function differently. I've done many videos on this topic. Bars, coins, rounds, semi-numismatics, numismatic coins, junk silver, there's collectibles, there's so many different products out there. You need to do your research and you need to think about your overall plan as to, that's actually probably a ninth one. what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This goes into number 8. Is with your research, you need to essentially have a plan. What's your goal? Get into stacking with a goal in mind. Are you looking to buy and hold this stuff for 5, 10 years and then you're going to hopefully make a profit and just sell it all? Or is this something that you're looking to use as a savings mechanism and a little bit of investment, and you are going to cash out at retirement? Are you going to be stacking for generational wealth and you want to pass it down to family members when you pass on? So I would say 7 and 8 kind of go hand in hand. You need to have your overall goal, and then you need to do your research to achieve that goal. Make sure you know which items you are going to be buying, why you're buying those things, etc. If you're interested in getting more information, I can certainly help you. You want to join my channel and I can get you a link into the private Discord. But definitely have some research done before you buy and have your goals in mind when you're doing so. And I guess now the bonus, or the 9th item, would be from buying from reputable sources. I've seen a lot of people who are new to stacking. They see social media posts and things that look real, and they buy from these people that are not real sellers. You can buy online. You can buy from online retailers. I have done many videos about them, talking about the ranking of all these different online retailers. A lot of them are very reputable. There's at least 20 big ones that you could choose from. But if you dig a little deeper, there's a lot of social media sellers. I happen to be one. There's so many more like me, although I am one of a kind. There are many people who do the same thing that I do, where they sell on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Those seem to be the main ones. And then obviously you've got Whatnot, which is like an online auction app where there's a lot of people selling on there. But you want to make sure that you are doing your due diligence when it comes to researching the individuals that you are buying from and the companies that you are buying from. So I would say definitely make sure you buy from reputable sources. Also, maybe establish a good rapport with the local coin shop. Anyway, those are the 9 things that you should avoid, the 9 mistakes that you should avoid when you're getting into silver and gold stacking. If this video was helpful, please make sure you subscribe, blast that like button, and make sure you comment down below. Let me know, had you, over the course of your stacking life, have you made any of these mistakes that I laid out in this video? And anything that I didn't think of, let me know in the comments below. And until the next one, guys, I will see you then. Wait, I'll see you on the next one. Yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one.